Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, my friends. This is, of course, the one and the only, the MRC show that never ends. And we're here. We're finally at the end. This is the season finale of season 15, and we're under the lights in Abu Dhabi. Championship already wrapped up last week, so congratulations to Bergen with the championship. So there's a few other sort of constructors and a few places still to be decided. But before we get into all of that and the connotations and whatnot, let me introduce one of my good friends and one of the men I love to have a commentary team with. One of our, man of many roles and many responsibilities within MRC. It's probably easy just to go straight to it. Mr. Hardy, how are you, my friend?
Yeah, not bad. Don't list them off, you'll be here forever. But
I know,
yeah,
it's like when were you two to me?
It's like when I do your championship titles. I've lost count now, I give up now. But yeah, not bad. The end is nigh.
It is.
But the positive about that is season 16's around the corner, so...
Yeah, that's. I mean, a lot of the drivers haven't seen the calendar yet, and that will be revealed probably by the end of the week, I'd imagine. Go on, give him a hint.
Speed.
That's what I said the other night. Yeah, fast and hopefully not furious, but very fast tracks coming in season 16. Looking forward to revealing that to everybody. And that will get underway. Hang on, let me work out my math. I think it's about the 31st. Yeah, of the month. So only 2 more weeks. 2 weeks break, but it's not quite. We have MRCX, of course, don't we? To wrap up.
A break.
Yeah, the Tiers get a break, but MRCX doesn't. But yeah, that's it.
And
I mean, I'm looking forward to it. Well. Oh yeah, there is an extreme actually. Yes, that's a good point. That's a week on Wednesday. But yeah, it's going to be good. I'm looking forward to next season. I mean, it can't go any worse for me than this season, so I've got to look forward to something. I mean,
the only way is up for me as well, so it's like to just score one more point than I did this season. That's the aim.
Yeah, I'm sort of going to go around that one. Answer the constructors have also been decided. Sorry, mate. Martin's playing with us, saying it's going to be torrential rain and thunder all race long. I kind of hope it does.
Yeah, that would be great, but I did turn up to an Abu Dhabi qualified in Tier 3 once, and it was absolutely hooning it down, so that was fun.
Yeah, well, didn't it rain in Qatar or somewhere the other week? For someone?
Yeah, that was X or Tier 2, wasn't it?
Something like that, yeah, I think it was. It was ridiculous. Quality. Yeah, it was. It was Inters for Tier 2 quality, that was it. That was really weird. So even
like rain on average like 6 times a year or something crazy.
Yeah, about a centimetre of it. So, yeah. Bergen looks like he's doing 2 warm-up laps. A lot of people out on track, aren't there, so far? And I mean, this is a track that... It's a good season ender, isn't it? It's lovely under the lights. You get to see the liveries and all the glory and of the cars. And I kind of like the circuit, but at the same time, I actually can't stand it at the same time, if that makes sense.
I mean... I hated it when it first came into F1. I mean, it was generally just known as a boring race. There was never any action, really. It was just, It's very rare, though, to be fair, these days, that a title battle really does get down to Abu Dhabi. I mean, in real life the last one was obviously, I won't mention it too much, but 2021. But,
no, it was, yeah.
It's even in MRC we very rarely get to. I think we've got 1 title being defended, and ironically that involves the man that usually dishes it up with 6 races to go, and that's you, Jody. So yeah, that's going to be a good one, isn't it, for everybody watching tonight? And I know we've got 2 drivers racing currently who are in the commentary box for it, so they've got to have a big showdown for that one later on this evening, which will be good fun. I mean, I'm a little bit worried already because Doris and Colin have pretty much equalled my TT time already in this qualifying session. And no disrespect to those guys at all, know exactly how quick they are, and Nick. But I'm supposed to be Tier 1. Well, they're going to be tier one, I'm pretty sure, based on that pace next year. I don't
I
know the
know.
tiers, but they've got to be with that pace, surely. So,
I can't remember other than Bergen who is actually going to tier one. I can't
I
remember now.
think Colin may be in the.
I think so.
He's definitely in the. He's got to be in the talking phase.
I think so. I think you're right. And I actually do think Doris is. And someone mentioned that they're trying to get in P2 in the championship. It must be very tight behind. Unfortunately, my laptop isn't working for some unknown reason. It did an update and now won't turn on. So I kind of only have the stream on my phone, so I don't have the standings.
I'll go and have a little gander, shall I?
Yeah, give us a
Standings.
look.
So, hold on. Tier 2. We are looking at, so obviously Bergen is champion. Then behind them, you've got Colin and Doris separated by 4 points.
Wow.
Then a further 10 behind Doris is Nick BT.
Well, that's ironic. So they're 1, 2, and 3 currently.
Then another 4 behind Nick is Rassam.
Ah, and Rassam isn't here
And
this
then
evening.
Mr. Hills is 15. So Mr. Hills cannot take P2. He can still get P3. No, he can't actually.
He should be able to get
29
P4 from that, even if he finished in the top 3,
Yeah.
he could potentially.
It's still unlikely. He's 19 points behind P4, but
So you need to win.
Could.
He would need to win, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Nick BT would need to DNF as well as Rassam. Is Nick
Yeah.
racing? Hold on.
Yeah, he is. He's currently
Yeah,
third.
he is. He's P3. Yeah. So, I mean, the fight mainly for P4 and the P2 in the championship is between Colin, Doris, and Nick, which is ironically the top. Well, and Rassam, and
Yeah.
that is the top. The 3 of the top 4 are all those 3. Where is Rassam? Is he racing?
He's not. He's not this evening, no. So that's going to hurt.
Martin does have a chance then at.
And he puts it in. Yeah, he's put it into 4th as well. Interestingly, Colin improved on his second lap. So he did a cool down and a recharge lap, and then went again. And it's something I've seen a few drivers start to do. It's not something I have the confidence to do usually, but it seems to work for a lot of people. That second lap with the scrub tyres. Oh, G-Star, that's the one who replaced him by the looks of it. G-Star's in. He's currently doing a lap. I think he'll probably bail on it at the end. Well, he's actually invalidated, so he's just probably checking his times, which is fine.
Well, it's funny you say like about that because in Qatar I accidentally did a back-to-back lap. Like, well, not accidentally. I was just driving round, and all of a sudden I was like 6/10 up at the end of the first sector on my second run. Sometimes I look at qualifying now, and it's like. So I think it's more about the heat in the tyres than it is the wear eventually at some point. And having that heat on the second lap makes such a big difference in the tyres after you've done one fresher of a lap before.
Yeah, it's a strange one, isn't it? I think you're right with that one. And then I know you were obviously going to overfuel because you can't go back to a lean mode once you've crossed the line. So you've got to have the fuel for those laps. But yeah, it's a strange one, isn't it? How maybe the heat or just taking that edge off to start with, or even just understanding after that fast lap of where the grip is on the tyres, of where you can push, that may be where the understanding comes from.
Yeah, quite possibly. But yeah, it's going to be interesting this race because tier 2 is always wildly close as well. So
it is, yeah. It is, and we've got a few good laps at the minute. It's very, very close at the moment. I mean, we've got a few drivers. There's half a 10 separating Lou and Friddy, 6th and 7th. Very, very close between Nick, Singletrack, and Alex as well. Further up, but yeah, it's really, really close at this moment in time. Monster just a 10th and a bit ahead of Loppy in 10th and 11th, and then Ryan another 10th back because the T's bailing into the pits. So yeah, this is quite for a reasonable lengthy lap of just under 90 seconds. It is very close, and I think the 2 DRS zones that we have here really pay into it, and we will do an onboard lap very, very soon.
It also, well, it has been reconfigured to make it shorter though, hasn't it, with that at the end of the first sector and the end of the second sector as well. They got reconfigured to make it. But quickly, you know where the DRS line is for the long straight? When you look
before the
back,
hairpin,
does it look like it's snowing?
It does. I thought it does look very strange, doesn't it?
It's not just me imagining it then, thank God.
No, it is me as well.
It looks
no,
like they're
absolutely.
going into like a, oh, I don't know how to describe it.
Just a haze, don't it?
It looks like they're driving through a different part of the world or something. It's like,
it does look very weird, doesn't it? Yeah, it is a very, very strange sort of the background that they've got there. It's almost. I'm gonna go with, because we're in Abu Dhabi, it's sandy.
Yeah, but it's just weird that it's literally at one point. There's no other point of the track where I see it. It's just there.
Yeah, it's strange, isn't it? I'm the same. Looking at Doris, he's gone through the middle sector 3/10 up on his lap currently. So this could be
put him on pole based off that.
It is. It could well do. Depends how he gets through the final sector. The V car moves out of the way, which is really good of him to do that. So
he's had a bit of a dodgy last corner though.
Still improves into the 22s.
Okay, that's filth. That time is absolute filth. With my fastest TT time right now, I'd be P8.
I would be third.
So yeah, I'm depressed. But then actually, saying that, I'm a tier 3 driver, so P8 and tier 2 is not
I'll tell you, yeah, that's not exactly, yeah.
So
let's have a look.
We all know they're going to improve.
Absolutely. So who's on a lap? They're quite early through that.
Biscuit. McBitty's hobnob.
Yeah. Where is the hobnob? There he is. He's just coming to finish his first flying lap. And he does a 23.6 into fourth.
P4.
Jeez, that is a good lap. I mean, quality's not his.
He's not usually the best qualifier.
He's not, no. And I know we sound very surprised. I feel bad when we sound surprised for him. Lou eventually beat him as well. That's a good lap from Lou. But yeah, Carl, he's not, is he? It's not qualifying where he seems to excel, but that is a fantastic lap from him, and I think he'll be quite happy with that, don't you think?
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if he wasn't. Like, usually, and I mean, it speaks for itself, usually he does not qualify the top 10 in P in tier 2, but it just shows that that snow sort of sand stuff is really getting on my nerves. But no.
But we're going to ride on board then with Ryan. He's gone through turn 1, through turn 2, which is flat. Turn 3 as well, flat. You got to keep up that average speed over there, over the hump through 4, and then the heavy braking into turn 5. Gets a lock up, takes the wider line through the hairpin. There are multiple lines, and uses all of the track on the exit. The first of the long DRS zones. Car ahead, he's going to try to get a bit of a slipstream with the DRS wide open. Just pick your braking points just before the 100-meter board. Get the car stopped into the apex of turn 6, turn 7. Important to get a good exit and not run too wide. Easy to lose the rear as well, but now he's got the toe once more in the second part of the DRS. And he's getting a lovely bit of slipstream from the car ahead. I'm sure that was planned, but then late braking the long banked corner of turn 9, and then we go into turn 10. That was it. Did you see it? You missed it. There's turn 11 there, braking spot it into turn 12, which is wider than it was, but he hasn't validated Ryan, so that's upsetting for him. He'll have time to jump back into the pits.
Yeah, that was a solid looking lap from him, but
it was
in and out. I don't know how long we've got left.
No, we've got the yellow flag, so we can't see it, unfortunately.
No, whoever's causing it, it's a kick, whoever it is. I bet it's Bergen. I'm like, yeah, it is Bergen, of course it. No, it's not actually. Sorry, Bergen. It is his teammate.
Yeah, I was going to say, they're on a slow lap at the moment, but Fiddy's on an out lap. What's Alex doing at the moment? He is on a flyer through the middle sector. We'll get a gauge for his lap. He's used quite a lot of his battery so far. Could potentially hamper him later on. He's a bit tense down on his previous lap. Would look very nice.
Yeah, luckily for him, though, the battery isn't needed in the last sector. So.
No, exactly, yeah. So turn 12. Oh, takes the curve, gets very skittish over there. Very untidy. What? Drifts under the hotel. Hold it on for dear life. pushing that McLaren as much as it'll go, and he's bailed on that one. Oh, no, he didn't. Well, he nearly did. Nearly didn't. There we go. Eventually found the pits.
Had the biggest embarrassment ever.
Yeah, he's not going to thank us for being on the stream for that one, is he?
No, that'd have been slightly embarrassing if we just went straight over. But,
yeah, it would a little bit. Yeah,
qualifying over.
Well, yeah,
Nick BT's on a lap.
Ooh, let's have a look at Nick. Where is he? Slightly down in the middle sector. But this last sector, it's one of those, you do hang on a little bit. You've got to have the confidence in the rear, but the front's got to turn. This really shows a lot of understeer because of the way that the camber is set for these corners. Goes very wide, easy done, and that's an invalidation for Nick. I don't know if he'll get in and back out again. Single Track has just left the pits.
He may go again because he's still got 50-odd%, so he may be able to just go again.
Yeah, if he's got enough fuel. So what's Panizza doing? He was slightly down in the first sector, but not much. But he's getting a nice tow.
There he is. He's
turn 6. How is it looking? We're nicely on the front wing through turn 6 and turn 7. Uses all of the track. Looked like the rear was a little bit sliding as he put the power down, but we'll have a quick look when it comes to the second sector of what his lap time's going to be. Top 2 are also now on outlaps. Wow, great improvement in the middle sector. This could be a good lap. Yeah, it could do. Absolutely. Keep on board with him through the final sector. Picks his braking point nicely for turn 12. Gets it hooked and swapping directions for turn 13. Very patient through 14. You've got to be, and that's what we've said about easy to lose it because of the camber. Oh, that's going to be a heartbreak for him because it was a great improvement so far.
Yeah, wow. It was. He just took too much of that curb on the inside, and away goes his lap time. But that's it. That'll be his qualifying done now because he's not got the battery to go again, sadly. So he has to try and make it into the pit safely. He's probably got no chance of top 10 now either. So
yeah, potentially. Let's have a look. What can the Bossman do? Going through the first, he's up on the first sector time, so nail turn 1 because that is pretty much the only braking point. Everything else is flat out through that first sector. But again, crucial and very critical to get the exit and entry and exit through that hairpin because again, you could lose a good 2/10 through that as well, can't you? And it can really, really hurt you because it hurts you all the way down the straight. But Martin, that looked, I know we're on the board of the front wing, but that looked really nice from there. Looked very well hooked up.
He took that with a lot of speed, which is brave.
It is, and he's gained as well. Good. He has, so takes a wider line through turn 9.
Based on what we're seeing at the minute, though, I think the top 2 may be a bit out of reach for everyone else at the minute. But third place is definitely on the table.
Which Airways is in currently. Benita has finished. Carl, best he's going to do is P6, but Martin coming down the final corner. What can he do? That car looks very well planted. It's a third.
Yeah,
really good lap there. Yeah, beats his teammate by 0.2 of a second. What about Alex? He's not got much battery. I've not got much fuel left either, in fairness. G-Star, well, fair enough. That's not a good place to park your Haas. That would have scared Alex.
That was G-Star.
Yeah, I think it was. Bergen has now pinched it off his teammate. The T2 champion has actually taken it. What can Alex do? He lost a lot of time in that final sector, unfortunately for him. But Bergen ahead of his teammate. Collins snuck it into third as well. But what about Lou? Oh, just about keeps on track, and he gets into fifth and splits the Williams. Further down, Monster's done.
Is he on a lap?
No, he's bailed, he's invalidated, so he's not on a lap. Smith's done, Scottish Ninja done, and Krusty T as well. So there, the final time this season, we have got the Kick Salvers 1 and 2 ahead of Colin in third. Single track with a great qualifying lap at the end in fourth. Lou in fifth, splitting the Williams with Airways in sixth. Alex leading the McLaren charge in 7th with his teammate alongside in 8th. Then we got Nick and then Panizza 9th and 10th. Friddy ahead of Armour Red. Then we have Monster in 13th. Red Car Rambo. Then Loppy ahead of his teammate in 15th and 16th. Then Scottish Ninja 17th. Krusty T 18th. Sociopath didn't set a lap time. And G-Star is in at the back of the grid.
Yeah. Sociopath had a quali ban, that's why he didn't set at that time.
Okay, missed that bit.
Yeah, I've just seen that in the Discord.
Gets had to apologise to his teammate. For taking his Bergen in the Discord to apologise to his teammate for pinching his pole position by 300ths of a second. That is that's very close.
An unwritten rule that champions started last, didn't they? If it was in the final race.
Well, I never have.
Gentleman's agreement. No, I always have it. I usually do on the last race anyway. Sometimes intentionally, sometimes not.
I'm probably going to be near there, I can imagine. I have a feeling I'm going to be down that area, I reckon.
No, but the season I won the championship, I started last in Brazil. And then the season I finished second in the championship, I started last in Spain. I usually do it for the final race, just have a bit of fun. But unless I'm in the title fight on the final race, but then it might be a bit more sweaty.
Yeah, exactly that one. So Martin's saying his car feels a bit unnervy under the hotel. I think that's generally just the way of the camber settings through the hotel. I think you get a lot of understeer, and then we saw the Panizza on a really good lap. He'd improved by half a second, and then just you come to the second part of the hotel, and you feel like you could start putting the power down because you feel like, okay, I've passed the apex, the car's straightening up, I need to get the power down, and then it just seems to go on you. It's a very strange corner. There's no very grip. Low grip at all. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Absolutely nothing. It seems to be mainly that part of the track, whereas the end of the second sector, that banked turn 9, that seems to have quite a bit of grip. I don't know if it's just the way my car's set up, but it feels like there's quite a lot around there. Whereas then, like you say, the hotel and that last sector, it's the total opposite.
Yeah, the first two sectors feel pretty grippy and pretty nice. And you get to the last sector and it feels like an ice rink. The final corner as well, there's a big bump in the middle of it as you're turning in for the final corner. And that can unnerve your car a little bit as well. So
yeah, and Martha says, do I hear Connor, you're cheating on him tonight? Because you're with me in comms and not him. But yeah, this is a strange one. It's that you're right about that last corner, and sometimes you think, okay, it looks like a very flat apex curb, so you try to take as much of that as you can, but that can really, really unsettle the car, and again, easy to either drift that wide or lose it again. And we saw, I think it might be G-Star, one of the Hasses who had done exactly that during that qualifying session. So it's not a straightforward circuit, this, is it, by any way stretch of the imagination, because of those tricky corners where we saw Ryan, for example, take the wide line through the hairpin. That seems to work for a lot of people rather than that tight line. And then, of course, the opposite camber through a lot of them.
I'm glad they got rid of that old section, though, in the last sector. No, just before the last sector, where you had the two hairpin. Oh my god, the two chicanes. That was absolutely terrible.
See, I quite liked that. It was quite nice if you got it right. I quite enjoyed it. I enjoyed the first sector chicane. I quite like that because if you got it right,
that was okay. You could actually make a move there as well.
Yeah, you could, and you could really set yourself up for the hairpin, which was obviously a lot tighter, to have a good go down the DRS stretch. So you could really attack the first part. It was quite wide, the second part, wasn't it, of that chicane, the right-hander part.
Yeah.
That you could actually have a good bit of fun through it. So yeah, I quite liked it, and if they changed one of those chicanes, then fine. But if that changed both, I wasn't amused. Wasn't happy with personally, but
I prefer the new the banked turn 9. I think that's way better on this game than the old chicane. I just felt like that chicane was just so low speed. You couldn't overtake there because you're just coming out of another chicane anyway. So it's like, well, what's the point in it, really? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, a few people could make a move into it, so you did see some side-by-side action, but it narrowed. It was so tight through the middle part of that you're right, it was really, really difficult. Once you started going side-by-side, somebody somewhere was going to yield or have a collision. But you're right, if they didn't do that, then we wouldn't see overtakes like Lewis Hamilton did on his teammate this season in the last lap.
I was just about to say, I wouldn't moan about it. You saw Lewis making an overtake in the last lap.
Yeah, exactly.
And but can you imagine as well, in the same respect, I mean, I know he ended up not getting Verstappen, but he at least had the the chance to get Verstappen back with the new layout in 2021 as well. He very nearly did get him back.
He did.
It's just the grip that Verstappen had that managed to pull him through.
Yeah.
But it's still like without that new restructured part of the track, Lewis would have had no chance of getting past at all. Mm-hmm. So it gave him a glimmer of hope at least, even though there was still no hope. Matty.
No.
But, yeah.
Yeah, true. So we've got Steve, good evening, glad you could make it, my friend. We've got Bobo saying good luck to us, thank you, we need it, more than the drivers. Martin says he misses the chicane bit, we're not sure which bit, but to be fair, but maybe both. But
maybe the first sector.
Yeah, maybe. This is interesting split of the tyres. We've got Bergen starting on the hard tyres, then a few behind him on the medium, so a good split of hard and medium tyres. And this is one of those circuits that uses quite a lot of tyres, surprisingly so on the front right. It really, really kills the tyres on that front tyre, surprisingly, like alarmingly quickly.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that they've gone for the hards early on.
I mean, safety cars, they're as likely here as... Well, they're not tremendously likely here, are they? But then we did see two in Qatar, which is a track where safety cars are virtually non-existent because the walls are in another postcode.
Yeah.
But we still managed to see two. So, I mean, this is more likely than Qatar. So, based off that, you could well see one or two tonight.
It is, because you've got... I managed it into turn one. You can easily... we did a race the other night, and my wheel decided it was going to have a bit of a hissy fit, and then I crashed into turn one, and everything just went skew with. But that's one place you can, I think, through this section now that they're coming through the hotel, is an easy place to lose the rear. And the last corner as well, so... the Latifi section, that's it, exactly. So I think there's a few opportunities, and because the walls are that close, especially in these parts, that you can really, really get hampered, and it can really, there's a chance of losing some wings. Hopefully we don't. Hopefully we do see a green flag race, and we have people trying to save some tyres, save some fuel.
Yeah. I think just remember the most important thing today is just have fun. It's the final race of the season. Keep it clean.
Yep.
Happy wheels will racing, but stewards don't want to be dealing with you in the final race. So
absolutely not. But here we go, folks. We have got G-Star has managed to park his car perfectly, which is a nice for him. Now then, for the final time in Tier 2 this season, we have 5 red lights, and let's go racing, and quite a bit of wheel spin off the start. We've got a Haas. It's gone. It's Ryan.
Lost it
already. Wow, we don't know what happened there. Doris got a lightning start past his teammate straight into the lead, and we've got Colin Singleton Airways has gone past Lou. We've got a safety car straight away.
Yeah, he just lost it off the start. It was total traction.
We were facing it, and it just looked, he speared left. A couple of drivers did well to avoid it, and straight into the wall. Not sure what happened. Monster might have had to take avoiding action. He's now dropped to 19. He may have done. Let's have a look on board. Is there any damage to the Aston Martin? No, he's okay.
He's okay, actually.
Maybe just had to take some avoiding action, I think. But that's heart-wrenching for Ryan, that, because that's just... There were one or two off the start as well that got a bit twitchy and a little bit too much wheel spin. And Ryan, that's... heartbreak for him. Not the way his season's not gone the way you would have exactly wanted. Was it Singapore? He took that commanding, perfect win. And
I'm just think what track it was. Or was it? I thought it was Baku though, but yeah.
He may have won in Baku as well, but he definitely won Singapore. That was a fantastic race for him then. This will help everybody with. Well, it may not help the hard runners for the tyre warm up, but it'll help just that little bit of the longevity of them. I'm just cycling through the field and seeing if anybody's had any kind of contacts, but seems everybody's okay. Everyone seems to have all their end plates on the wings so far, so looking good at this moment in time. Only real swappers are Doris and Berg. Let's have a quick look at those position changes. Airways and C8 have swapped. Yeah, he did. He's up 5 spots, but he's on the soft tyres. Mostly, I think he took some avoiding action, so he's down in 19th, but that's okay. Sociopaths had to pit.
I wonder if he maybe got caught up with Ryan. Someone definitely did, because this seems early for Sociopath, so I'm going to check to see if he's got a wing change.
Yeah, that'd be useful.
No, he doesn't. So either they're not fixing it, or he's just done this tactically. Because personally, I don't see the hard to get into the end from here, but...
No, I think they'll do about 17 laps, 18 at best. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting one of that. See what he can do. Both the Red Bulls are up 2 spots. Panizza Purastati is down 2 as well. And then Alex, Colin and Singertrack, the only ones to remain in position. So we'll get rid of that. But critically, for Doris to finish second in the championship, he got ahead of his teammate into turn 1. I don't think Bergen would have fought that too much. I think he would have...
Bergen will know how to play the team game.
I think he is. I think that's what he's looking at doing. And that makes it so difficult for Colin and everybody behind as well. Because I know the constructors may be wrapped up, but there's definitely a lot of points on offer. So that could be a race for pride as well amongst them all.
I mean, if they've already secured the constructors, so it'd be nice now for them to secure as a team of 1-2 in the championship. So,
absolutely. I think that's their aim, isn't it, this evening? So, again, everybody, welcome, the 14 of you. Please do hit the like button, and only 10 of you have, which is fantastic to see. So the rest of you, hit the thumbs up button. Join us in the YouTube chat. We'd love to have you with us, as the safety car is going into the pits. And now Doris is going to lead everybody away, getting the last little bit of whatever heat he can get into the medium tyres. Don't forget his teammate is on the hard tyres and dropping a bit further back, trying not to get too much of a run and backing everybody up, but he's managed it, and Doris has got a second lead over the line of his teammate. Definitely playing the team game there, weren't they? But it wasn't 10 car lengths, so in theory that's allowed. He's not backed the pack up too far.
Oh, someone's in the wall.
Clouds out. Oh no.
Lost it on the exit of your favourite corner, turn 1.
Oh, and it's another safety car already.
Yeah, he did. It looked again. I was on the helicopter cam. He looked like he just lost it on traction. Cold tyres. He was on hard, so maybe he just pushed a little bit too hard.
Yeah, and exactly that. I mean, that's exactly what I said. You know, exit at turn 1 there. Easy to do that because you can easily just put those wheels over the white line, and then that'll give you a track limit warning very, very easily, very, very quickly. So we've had about
comments are coming to me.
With what, sorry?
The hate comments are coming to me because I mentioned safety car of the formation lap, and we've had 2 and 3 laps.
Yeah, we are the kings of commentary curses, and we've had 2 corners of racing so far. And to be fair to everybody, people can look at that and go, how have we had that many safety cars already? It's not down to driving. One was, I think, the wheel spin off the line and bad traction. Both of them have just been unfortunate errors from drivers that you don't expect to see it.
Yeah, that was it was strange. Ryan seems confused about what happened off his start. Oh, apparently someone spun into him.
Oh, interesting.
It's unfortunate. Like, it wasn't cool out. He was just explaining what happened, but Monster's loss of places was due to him spinning off the start as well.
Ah, so that could explain why Monster dropped down the places. Lou said it's a waste of time. He's not happy, but with a laughing face, so he's like, you can tell he's gutted by that. Monster's actually pitted at this moment. Yeah, Ryan unfortunately dropping to reserve because of a few personal not issues at all, but just personal reasons. He's dropped to reserve. Hopefully we'll see him on track a lot next season. Fingers crossed.
He's usually a reliable reserve, so I'm sure we'll still see him. He misses it too much when he's not racing, so.
I know that's true. Yeah, he's bit.
He always says I'm reserving and then ends up in a full-time seat by about 3 races because he's bored, so. Yeah.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he? He always watches. He's always one of the best supporters we've got. So absolutely, he'll be there.
Yeah. But, this is interesting to see how it plays out because the good news for single track is as well. He's got a little rear gunner in Airways with him as well.
Yeah, he does.
But
And
is Airways ahead of him in the chat? I think Airways might actually be in the fight for P2 if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, that's helped Airways because Lou was, of course, between them, wasn't he? So with Lou, unfortunately, losing the rear and into out at the exit of turn 1, that's just taken off that barrier between them, that car in between. So it's helped them both.
I'm just looking at the Tier 2 standards, and it's crazy to see how consistent Bergen's been this season.
But he's shown that for many, many seasons how good he is, and he can be very consistent.
The first 2 races, he scored 0 points.
Sounds like man, that. Are you reading Bergen's on me?
Then he got 15, 8, 12, 10, 15, 18, 25, 10, 25. So he hasn't finished lower than 6 since then. I mean, I would say that sounds like you, but I think you haven't finished above 16th, have you?
Yeah, I've got 2 points. I finished in 9th in Hungary, and I finished 11th and 12th a few times, and then it's usually 15th, 16th, wall front, wall back, wall sideways, 3 wheels is usually where.
Mine in Tier 3. 0, 2, 0, 0, did not start, 0, 8, did not start, 0, 2, 0.
At least you got an 8. You're in double figures.
Well, yeah, that was in Kota. But yeah, that was fun.
I've just I think I've been I'm going to say humbled a little bit and shocked by the pace increase. That, of course, I had a good season last season in Tier 2. I think I won it with 4 or 5 rounds left to go last season, and then coming up to Tier 1. It's just a different class, it really is, and this is nothing against anybody here in Tier 2 or Tier 3 because there's a lot of fast drivers there, but honestly it's scared me and shocked me so much that how fast these guys are.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of things I can't do. Colin and Bergen will both yeah,
Bergen as well. I think Doris has the pace, but he sometimes makes a few mistakes in the races, the issue with Doris. He sorts his racing out. Not saying he's dirty or anything, I mean, like, if he just sorts his consistency level out, he'll be absolutely fine.
And that's it with Tier 1, the consistency of Tier 1 is ridiculous, exactly that. So for the 3rd time...
Can we race this time, guys, please?
Yeah, hopefully. So, safe going.
I day off today, but, you know...
Well, we were hoping for a bit of... Well, I'm sure we were going to get fun anyway, weren't we? But we expected to be this stop and start.
I just wanted us to get past turn 1, to be honest. That would be nice.
That's true. We haven't yet. We haven't. Doris has done turn 1 fast twice. But now he's gone before the final corner. Oh, a lot of understeer there. Not enough grip. But he's got the jump on his teammate once again. Bergen playing the rear gunner. Let's have a look further back. We've got Colin in 3rd. Up behind that, G-Star's decided to pit, but he's sped in the pit lane. That's one of his mandatory pit stops when the safety car's gone in, so that's fine. But that's just unlucky to get 10 seconds added on to that. Everyone seems to be well behaved. Alex is now ahead of Nick, funny enough, and now pit in.
I think he's going to have to do... I think Alex is going to have to give that back because it looked like he completed off track. So he may have to give that back. But
possibly. Not sure what happened, but everyone seems to be close.
Yeah,
Carl's
wide at turn 1.
Ah, right, okay. Loppi and Panizza having a little battle. No DRS, of course, this lap. Hopefully, if we get there, we'll have DRS next lap on lap 7, which is a weird thing for me to be saying.
He had a look, but he backed out.
Missed it by a country mile. Sorry, I was looking further back.
Oh, side by side, they're together on the track. Bergen holds on.
This is difference in
I find the preferred line for that corner.
Yeah, a lot of people do, you're right there. And this is difference in tyres as well. Bergen's just getting those hard tyres in, whereas the guys behind are on the medium, so they'll be a lot more comfortable. They'll have the outright traction and turning on the medium tyres compared to Bergen, which is why he's outside of the DRS of his teammate at the moment, with DRS now enabled. So is Doris going to try and play the team game, drop back just a little bit to give Bergen a helping hand? Yeah. Or is he going to try to disappear off in the distance?
P2, he needs to keep Bergen in P2. I think to get P2 in the championship in a way here.
I think he does, but he hasn't done that though. The gap's actually opened up by 0.2 in the first sector. So now this is Bergen, who's going to be very much under pressure from Colin on board with single track. Bergen just moved to the middle of the track because it does narrow down at that point. There it is, and now Colin has got the move done, but Bergen is not giving this one up. He's going to try and hang it round the outside through 6. It gets very narrow through 7, but I think Bergen's going to have the traction. Outright traction he does, but Colin got it. But I tell you who got the best traction and the best line, that'll be Mr. Single Track in the Williams. Is he going to do a double overtake into the long bank circuit? The camera angle we got was absolutely terrible. But there we go, Bergen now is round the outside. Bergen, that outside line, you were right, and Bergen held on with that outside line, was able to carry the speed. And I don't know if the turbulent air really hampered single track, because that's where he struggled and just didn't manage to get through. But what a move, an opportunistic from single track. So Bergen got the DRS around the outside of turn 7. And Colin was just...
It's a bit naughty, really, that corner, because, you know the corner I said you prefer the outside line? You can get the throttle down so much more by going deeper. It's almost... game breaking in a way. Like, you really can get it down so much more by just going slightly deeper.
Yeah, I can't get that corner right at all, I'm not going to lie. It messes with my head totally. That one, I think Ed was having a little sneaky look at Colin into the hairpin. But now, what is single track going to do about Bergen? Is he going to try and do what Colin's just done? And is he going to pay the price? But single track's used a lot of his battery. He's now gone from the Predator to be in the Prey, and Colin's going to have a look at the inside. But Martin, we know what he's like. He's late on the brakes. He's not giving this one up. But Colin's going to try the same move going around the outside, and I think he got it. He did. He got the traction. And Colin now makes the move back on single track. Role reversal from the last time round, but because them battling just allowed Bergen to get away and get down the straight unopposed and unchallenged.
Single track must have used so much of that battery on the last lap trying to get the double overtake done. But
yeah, he's harvesting like mad, isn't he, at the moment? Yeah.
Yeah, so's Colin, though. Colin is flashing like a man in Amsterdam at the minute, so yeah.
Oh, that was a Williams. I think that was Airways. Got very, very twitchy outside of the hotel section, as we're going to call it.
But this is just absolutely playing beautifully into Doris's hands at the minute. The amount Bergen's fighting and helping his teammate here.
Yeah, exactly. It is, isn't it? 3 seconds, that gap. I tell you what, that's allowed Bit to get involved in this. He was the one dropping off the back, but now we've got 2nd to 10th. There they all are in one shot.
It's like tier 1.
It is a little bit. And I'm doing what Scottish Ninja's doing, unfortunately, which is unfortunately near the back of the grid. That's no disrespect to him. Who have we got further back? Let's have a quick look. I'm a bit confused. Where is Scottish Ninja? It looks. He's showing he's a lap down.
Look like he's even on. No, he's not. Well, really, actually, he might be, because it says he's 1 minute 13 off anyone.
Yeah, that's confused me. Because you've got G-Star ahead of him. Yeah, I think he is. I think he is, because G-Star's 17th there on his own. I wonder what happened to Grant.
Collins made the move on Bergen.
Just saw it. Good call, good spot. He has.
I cut to it just at the last second and saw him go past. I was like, oh no.
So this is going to be interesting now, because with these safety cars of how much further people can take the medium tyres, and how much they've not tried to save them under safety car conditions. Because Bergen's still in a good spot being on the hard tyres. Let's go back to these tyres, actually. Friddy, Alex, Armour and Bit. Yeah, the drivers at the back of this train are actually on the hard tyres as well. So now 9 laps in, they've probably got 6 laps of wear because of the amount of time we spent under the safety car. So this is going to be an interesting one later on in the race. It's going to be fun to see what the people on the hards can do on the mediums and vice versa.
Yeah, 100%. It's the safety cars though have opened up the strategies a little bit more for the hard tyre runners now. You may even see some of them revert straight to the hard tyre after this. Hard tyre, sorry, soft tyre.
Yeah, I was thinking you meant soft. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how far they go. I don't know if they'll be able to take them another 10, 11 laps or so. It'd be interesting to do. Colin and Berger now just swapping places under DRS. We saw it into turn 6, and now Colin has got the move back again.
Yeah, certainly has. Bergen's tyres seem to be in a good place now, and I wonder if Colin's hit that graining phase potentially.
Yeah, potentially that is true, because as well, even with these guys fighting, that gap hasn't really opened to Doris ahead. That's only 3.5. It was a few laps ago, it was only 3.1. So that's settled down quite a bit now. Maybe Doris trying to look after the tyres, look after his ERS level as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what Doris is going to do about all these battles behind, because they're almost at the point where I doubt it'll happen, but Doris and Bergen could double stack.
Oh, Bergen's having a look. Sorry to interrupt you. He's going to have a look into the hairpin.
Yeah, we're watching them at this moment in time, and yeah, I think Bergen just trying to unsettle Colin that little bit more, just make him look in his mirrors, look at where the red arrows are coming to be. But Bergen is almost, I think it's because he's that close, he's almost forced to make that move down the straight from turn 5 to 6. And depending on where you can get the... Yeah, a little bit of a twitch on the power, but I tell you what, Bergen got a decent exit, even though it's a bit twitchy. It's going to be interesting to see how much overall speed he's got, because you've got the Williams menacing, but Bergen got a really good exit, and Nick now is having a good battle with Single Track further back. Single Track just managing to hold off the Aston Martin, but Smith's retired. Not sure where's the safety car. Where did Smith go? That's halfway down the straight. Bergen didn't have slow down there.
I've just seen Wing go flying.
Let's see if the car's still there. No, it's gone.
No,
when Bergen G-Star
just as G-Star was coming up.
Oh, Colin has hit Bergen. Colin now has got, I don't know if he's got damage, but Doris is taking this opportunity to pit. Doesn't look like there's damage, but everyone now on the medium tyre runners are heading to the pit lane.
I hope Colin's not going to try and serve, not hoping he's serving that right now, because he won't be.
I've just seen Nick overtake Single Track on the entrance to the pits as well. Oh. That was a weird one. Yeah, that's strange. So the driver's staying out of those who are on the hard tyres. So. Yeah, the driver's staying out, the driver's on the hard tyres.
Yeah, and this safety car has really hurt them, because it's virtually the perfect time for the medium runners. Well, actually, Airways is on medium. He stayed out.
But he was right behind his teammate. It would have been worth, I think, him double stacking, because he's now caught behind the safety car. Everyone pretty much is going to catch up to the safety car, and he could find himself at the back of the pack. Yeah,
that's going to hurt Airways very, very bad, because you think he's probably going to come in, unless he's just going to try something rogue now and hope for the best. But
yeah, and the thing that's hurt as well, Colin served that 10-second penalty straight away in the pits, so he's now dropped behind. Oh, let's have a look. Nick, Single Track, Loppy as well. G-Star is on a different, because he's been tier 1. So he's dropped a couple of spots there that I don't know if... I mean, we saw, as soon as the safety car came out, Bergen slowed, and Colin did a evasive action, but I don't know, it was a strange one. I don't know, I've just got caught out a little bit.
Glitch.
It does happen.
And
yeah.
It means Bergen has to slam on, and then it causes a ripple effect. If that's the case, I mean, it's been I can't remember the rules off the top of my head, but the whole thing won't be removed because he served it. So
yeah, it's unlucky for Colin, especially fighting in that championship for second. So it's really going to hurt him massively, with Doris up there in 8th after his pit stop as well. So the Airways does pit now a lot late, so that's going to hamper him. He's going to be at the back of the pack.
I mean, it's still not the end of the world. At least he has pitted. Interestingly, though, Panizza towards the back has put mediums. Oh, no, he's just pitted as well. So he obviously decided he went on the wrong tyre.
Maybe he started on the mediums and accidentally went on them again. So I'd be interested to see what he puts on.
Monster, could he go to the end? He's done 9 laps on a set of hards. If he could go to the end from here, he'd be a net P2 as things stand.
Yeah, that's interesting, actually. Yeah, he potentially. But you've got the drivers ahead who have only done 2 laps or so. So I think it'd be hard. Panizza's put used hards back on. So I don't really see the logic in that one. I don't know how he'll be able to go to the end.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've done 11 laps. Unless he's Albon out Australia.
Yeah.
Sadly, this isn't Australia, but... yeah, good luck to you, is what I say.
Absolutely.
But... yeah, the good thing is, though, even with the season coming to the end, we've obviously got the reruns, we've obviously got still a lot of action and a lot of the shenanigans to bring them in the off-season as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just going to have to nip for 2 minutes. We are on board, just so you know, we're on board with the leader. So it'll be about 30 seconds because another safety car is coming. I do apologise. It is. We'll go on board with Bergen. Right.
So, safety car is in. When is he going to take us away? He's obviously going to have to back off, let the safety car drive off just a little bit. It does take a while in this last sector because it is so low speed in general until you get to that last little section, and obviously you have the flat out corner, but the safety car is, I would go quite early personally here, because it's one way it's so easy to catch people out because of how slow it is. But let's see, he's coming into the flat out corner. I think he might be out of the final corner based off what we're seeing here. But let's have a little look. When is he going to go? He's gone just before the final corner. That's not a brave place when you've got cold tyres, but he's absolutely mastered it. So Freddie Olsen's been caught napping just a little bit there. Amar Red right on his tail into turn 1 with Alex right behind him. Carl is also under a little bit of pressure from Sociopath in P6. But... oh, there's a Ferrari off Sociopath, I think it was. No. Who was it that went off? I'm sure I saw someone go off. I promise you I'm not making it up. Maybe it's Monster. He's dropped like a fly. He's now under a lot of pressure from G-Star. P12, there's a big crash. Monster's out. Safety car again. God almighty. Yeah. That was something, that's for sure.
I'm really disappointed I missed all that. I do apologise, folks. That's never happened.
Do you want a quick recap?
I was listening. So yeah, someone with Monster had an issue.
It was a very big, strange crash for G-Star. It was a bit like Perez and Sykes in real life at Baku is how it looked.
Oh, okay. And it wasn't on stream, so I do know that.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, actually, I mean, for a minute I thought I was in control of the stream so everyone could see it. And then I realised, oh, wait, they're not. Sorry about that, folks.
Yeah, that's on me, so I apologise.
Trust me.
Bad health issues, so I'm sorry. No, it's interesting. Bergen, Friddy are pitting. Alex as well chose a late choice to go to the pits. So a few of these guys now are pitting. I think you're right. It's now going to get to that point where they'll be too late to do it any time after that. The field's going to be bunched regardless. You sort of got to take your medicine with this, haven't you?
Yeah, you're right. I think you've just got to almost bite the pill at this point and just go for it, because they're at a point. And I mean, realistically, Bergen's dropped down to P10. He's on a fresh set of medium tyres. He's got 14 laps, which we know the mediums can do.
Yeah.
Especially on lower fuel. I think Bergen all of a sudden has put himself... at least he's still in the hunt for the podium, let's say at least. He won't want to beat his teammate today.
Yeah, I think you're right with that one. I do think you're right.
The thing is, he's ahead of Colin.
Yeah, that's going to be a key, isn't it, for him? Because Colin pitted under the last safety car and now pitted again. So, because he got rid of that 10 seconds he had for collision with Bergen. So, it's going to be interesting to see what Colin can do about the McLarens ahead and Friddy, who we know Friddy in the last couple of seasons has really, really come on very, very well. And there's quite a force to be reckoned with in fairness.
I think he was in was it tier 3 last season?
He was. I think he started in tier 4 when we had tier 4.
Oh God, that's
a couple of seasons back. Couple of seasons ago, yeah. But yeah, I'm sure he was in there and he's come up to tier 2. And he's done a few tier 1 races, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's I remember racing him in tier 3 the other season. He's very formidable. I think he actually finished runner-up that season to Stu, but he did have a lot of bad luck.
Yeah, I think
season,
he did.
So, but yeah, he's come to tier 2, and I believe he got maybe at least 1 or 2 race wins in his 2 seasons here. So,
I'm surprised Armour and Sociopath haven't pitted.
Yeah, so am I. Sociopath actually pitted on lap 1.
Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't pitted again and gone. He could easily go to the end. Armour hasn't pitted yet, or may have pitted lap 1, but yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't. It's going to be interesting now because we've got quite a mix. Loppy has found himself up in P6 and pitted. So he's really jumped up the order. Let's have a look at those position changes. He's up 9 places. Yeah, Custy T, exactly. Yeah, he had a difficult qualifying session. He's up in 11th now. So they found themselves, after people pitting and the way that the safety cars have fallen, jumping right up the order and really bringing themselves into play for some good points now.
Yeah, I mean, the only frightening thing for those guys is they've got Bergen, Friddy, Alex, Bit, Colin and G-Star all on mediums behind them. Obviously G-Star will still have to probably make 1 or 2 mandatory pit stops. So, yeah, but obviously Ninja's still a lap down, so he's sadly at this stage not really a threat. This is just more practice now and a test session for him for tier 3.
Absolutely, yep. So you're doing well with that. So yeah, you're right with that one, I think. So we've got, let's have a look. Morrison says he got spun or collected. Apparently I'm echoing.
You're not for me.
No, I think I am. Yeah, Everdan said it.
Hold on.
I can hear myself a little bit as well for some reason.
Let me turn you down.
Thank you.
There you go.
Let's hope that works.
You anyway.
I can hear myself. Like, I don't have the stream on. I have it, but it's on silent, so I'm not sure what it is. But I think it was just on that mic from. I think it was just the microphone from earlier, which we were toying with before we went live. I think it sorted itself. I think it has sorted itself because the safety car is coming in this lap. So Armour Red hasn't pitted. Got to done a long time on these hard tyres with Sociopath. And he's gone very, very, very early before the second last corner, trying to catch Sociopath napping, and he sort of has done really well. Nick's caught single track napping as well, and maybe just where single track was in that section. But Armour Red has really done the jump on everybody, but he spun off the exit of turn 1. Ran a little bit wide, the tyres weren't good, so Armour, with a fantastic safety car restart, it's all come unravelled for him, and he's had to wait until everybody's gone. So, and because he was part, he's now been disqualified. That you couldn't write that bad look either. Doris has made a move on Sociopath into the hairpin. What an opportunistic move from Doris, and vital move that he needs. Bergen already passed the pizza man as well into 8, but Sociopath is now having a look using. Whoa! And Sociopath. Oh, and there's been a contact somewhere. I think that's Nick on the back of Doris, because Sociopath, well, drifted into turn 6, and it is Nick has got damage because Doris had to take avoiding action. Well, I tell you what, that's not slowing either of those two down, because we're 3 abreast going into the hairpin. And it's Nick. Yeah, there was contact because, wow, this is crazy. We've got Nick went round the outside of both of them. Double overtake. Doris has held on, but oh no, Sociopath, we saw it from the helicopter, but those wheels have gone for him as soon as he hit the brakes, and he's just parked it. He's now trying to turn. We've got a virtual safety car now, because the safety car itself has run out of fuel. But yeah, that's unlucky for Sociopath. Both Ferraris this evening. Well, the Ninja's got damage as well. Nick has pitted. Oh, that was interesting. I wonder. I'm surprised Nick's pitted. Well, he's got the wing damage, so I wonder if he's going to change that.
He has changed it, but I mean, he probably shouldn't have gone for the move with that sort of damage. Let's just say. I
mean, it was clean. I was on the outside, and Nick couldn't do anything about that. But I don't know if he had contact with Doris or what you may have seen.
Yeah, it was Doris.
Was it? Okay. It was 3 wide going into turn 9. That was scary. But now we've gone green, and DRS is now enabled. Single Track has dropped Loppy during that, so timed his restart perfectly well. So Single Track now found himself in second. This is a great race from him, and don't forget he's on the same tyre strategy. Has he got the DRS? He hasn't quite. Didn't get the run, but he got a better exit. Flashing away.
It was disabled when they came across the DRS protection zone.
Ah, okay. That might be why then. But Loppy 1.7 back. He's got Airways. Bergen already up to 6th and fighting with Alex and Friddy behind, fighting tooth and nail. Now we've got the V-carbs together. I wonder what Friddy will do with his teammate behind, but I think Berger will want to try to close whatever gaps he can to get close to his teammate and to help out as best he possibly can, but he's got Colin there and Nick further back. If they're the ones fighting for the championship or fighting it for the podium spots in the championship.
Look around the outside across the 18 to turn 3. Now he's gone for the switch back for 4.
It's going to be interesting to see if he's managed to do it. He did under grip, but has he going to, is he going to be close enough? Oh, I've gone back to echoey again. I can hear myself.
I don't know what is going on.
I'm not sure what's happening with the mics there. Not really sure. Sorry, folks.
I'm not here. I've listened to the stream. It's not happening on.
Oh, no idea. Not a clue. I'm very faint. Airways has had a moment. Airways has got through on Loppy, and there must be something very, very tight and close, and a few maybe argy-bargy wheel-to-wheel parts, because they have dropped over a second to the top 2. Single Track and Doris now 2.8 seconds, because they've got Bergen right there. We've got the dizzying helicopter cam, which is not a good view whatsoever. We'll get rid of that. Sorry about that, boys and girls.
It sounds like on stream it's your connector and your controller every now and then seems to come loose.
Just disconnected and tried it again, so let's hope that works.
Yeah, that's how it seems. It goes a bit crackly and then there's a bit of an echo, because it can't be me because my volume I can barely hear you. Okay,
fair enough. Fair play. I've just taken out, put it back in. I have no clue either. Fingers crossed. We'll see how it goes.
Lorpy is really making moves here. He's up to P4. Bergen as well, now right up his chuff as well.
Absolutely, he certainly is, and Alex looking very interested in that. Single Track dropped off the back a little bit of Doris outside of that DRS, maybe just pushed a little bit too hard, but just needs to play the percentages. He'll know a few of the drivers behind, how close they are. He'll be able to see, oh, who's that that's gone round? I think it may be Scottish Ninja who was in that train. It is Scottish Ninja. He's still going. Airways and Loppy side by side. Once again through the chicane. Who's going to have the DRS? It is going to be, well, it doesn't really matter, because Bergen had got it. Bergen took off like a scalded cat, and Alex is following him through as well. Well, Loppy and Airways were the ones fighting outside of turn 7, and after turn 8 into turn 9, well, they found themselves 5th and 6th and not 3rd and 4th. It's Bergen and Alex on the mediums who have made their way through.
They've had their pants pulled down big time there.
Absolutely. And Friddy has made a move on Airways as well. These mediums are really working.
Or something on Bergen. That's just disgraceful.
But we've got 8 laps left and 2.5 seconds between Bergen and Single Track. And Doris seems to be pulling away from Single Track as well. So we're going to keep an eye on that gap. If the way that Bergen's been racing and the speed he's had this evening, you would say that that gap will come tumbling down, and if he's going to drag this train of cars with him, Single Track could be in for a very difficult last few laps.
You would think Bergen will close that gap down.
But if he's going to be fighting with Alex, as Alex makes the move into turn 6, he might not have it all his own way.
The thing is, these two are going to benefit each other though by dragging each other along in the DRS. But I'll tell you what, look behind, because Lorpy is under pressure from Friddy.
And there goes Friddy. And look at the two ahead as well. Got Bergen and Alex side by side. Bergen's going on the outside. He has, but I tell you what, Friddy's got the move done as well on Alex.
Yeah, that was opportunistic from Friddy. He stuck through.
He did.
Oh, Alex is from pulling someone's pants down to having his pulled down.
He really has. And he's been laughed at.
Yeah, because Lorpy snuck through as well after his little moment after.
And that's huge, because Lorpy's on the hard tyres. He's stuck to his strategy. He's stuck to his guns.
But we did see in the first stint, Bergen's hard seemed to start to outperform the mediums after about 7 laps.
Yeah, which is what we want. I know we've had that safety car, but exactly that, mate. You're right. So, well, game on. This has helped Single Track a little bit because of that little battling, so the gap hasn't come down. It's at 2.9 seconds, so it'll be relieved. But I think Friddy, now making the move on the Sauber of Bergen, gets that move done. But are we going to see a roll repeat? And I tell you what, I think Alex in the background was having a little bit of a look at the Red Bull of Loppy. But is he going to try to get the traction? Well, let's go on board, and with Loppy we're going to see where Alex is coming from. We're going to see that in a minute, but also we're going to look ahead because Bergen's going to have a look round the outside of Friddy once again. But I tell you what, wow, Loppy, that was Alex and Colin going a little bit too deep. And he's got the other Williams of Airways behind him, Bergen and Friddy side by side into turn 12. Bergen then gets that move done again. And that gap, again, we mentioned to Single Track at 3 seconds. So the longer this goes on, the better it's going to be for the Williams man. But Nick out the side of the points as well, so that's an interesting one. See what could happen. Airways has decided he's going to pit the other Williams. Oop, as the Friddy goes a little bit wide through turn 1. But Loppy's coming to play. Loppy is going to play with Bergen and Friddy.
Yeah, it's starting to sort of get a bit more interesting now. Colin as well, look how close he is to the back of Alex.
It is, and there goes Friddy once again. But yeah, you're right, Colin. Oh, there he is. There's Alex on board, and there goes Colin through. But here we're going to see Alex taking that wider line. Gets a little bit squirrely, though. It's going to hamper his exit. But we're going to go back to the battle just ahead of this with Bergen. Is he going to be close enough to Friddy? He's not. Friddy is ridiculously quick in a straight line.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I was keeping an eye on Bergen's battery. He didn't use any there. So I think maybe he's just happy to sit behind at the minute. But Friddy's super wide.
Yeah, he did, and wide again. So he went wide a little bit through turn 1. It's going to be interesting to see on his track limit warnings if he got anything for that. May have got away with the first part. So again, this is Doris just streaking away ahead now. That gap nearly 2.7 seconds to Single Track. As Bergen's gone wide.
I'm watching Alex. He does not look comfortable with that setup at all. His car is all over the place. I
just saw him drift through turn 2, and that is a very loose rear. If that's going to happen through turn 2, it's very scary.
Seconds out of the last corner as well. He does not look comfortable at all.
Yeah, if you overheat those rear tyres, it is very scary when you start drifting at some of the high speed corners that we've got around here. Like you said, turn 2, even the last corner, because it dips down, doesn't it? It dips away from you. That is very scary, and you do well to hold on to it. Yeah, even out turn 7, we saw it last lap, and he's not happy on those mediums at all. It's going to be interesting then, with a few more laps to go, 5 more, that Friddy Bergen still side by side. Friddy went to the inside and Bergen's gone around the outside and retakes third. But it's going to be interesting to see if these medium tyres can actually go the distance, and the 3-lap offset that you've got to the 2 ahead, and the gap has come down to 2.6 seconds. It was touching on 3, so they brought it down quite a bit. Now 2.4. So now single track's not out the woods yet. He would like them to start fighting again, or these medium tyres. Oh, that's Bergen! And he's lost his end plate. End of turn 1.
I think those mediums are gone on most cars. We're seeing Alex struggle. We've just seen Bergen struggle.
We have.
The mediums are just in that phase where they're not very strong. Even Friddy, look at him now, under so much pressure from the hard runner of Lorpy.
Yeah, we're going to keep our eye on Friddy because of that, exactly as you said. Scottish Ninja's DNF'd in the pits. He was about a lap or 2 down. But like you said, a good bit of practice. Krusty T's
this is going to open a big opportunity for Lorpy.
Yeah, it certainly is. And G-Star's up to 8th. He was battling with Krusty T as well, so they're on opposite tyre strategies as well. Sociopath's retired. That's exit of turn 2. I don't know if he's had a moment somewhere. Lost it through that turn 2. Friddy's still quick in a straight line, so he managed to hold off Loppy there.
Yeah, Lorpy had a bit of a twitch on the exit as well, which is... But Friddy does not look comfortable at all with those tyres in the final sector in particular.
Let's keep our eye back on him, because we were just going back to the other battle just behind him with Colin and with Alex. Could see G-Star bits in a little battle with Krusty T and G-Star as well, so that's going to get tasty. For a few points further down the order, Bergen now finds himself in 10th with end plate damage. I wonder if he's going to pit. He has. Probably a set of soft tyres for him.
Fastest lap, potentially.
Yeah, let's have a quick look who's got that at the minute. It's actually Panizza who's got that at the moment on a 25.8. Most of the drivers are in the mid to low 26s, so that's going to be an interesting one.
It's very rare for Tier 2, though, to only have 13 finishes. Usually we don't get many DNFs in this tier.
No, we don't. I mean, I think Armour was waiting for people to go past and got the DSQ. Red car we saw off the line, and then Lou, after the safety car exited turn 1, we didn't see what happened to Smith or Monster, Scottish Ninja in the pits, and then his teammate, Sociopath, of course, exit of turn 2. So... You're right, though, but this is one of those tracks that can really... We've seen people struggle with the rear. Sorry. Yeah, exactly. We just got on board to it. Yeah, I think there was just... Not sure, but Alex definitely had to take some avoiding action and get out of it a little bit, didn't he, there? But this is it, because we've got... You mentioned it, and you've really been on top of it in terms of the tyre difference, and that's what's really hurting people. And talking about tyre difference, the gap to Friddy in single track is now under 2 seconds, with 3 laps to go. Single track is not happy on the hard tyres either, but as you rightly say, what can happen with the mediums? People are starting to struggle, and they're getting a little bit snaky.
The thing is, watching Friddy, I don't think he has a second. He has to take a second a lap, well, more to get past single track. I don't think he has that on those tyres. If anyone's going to get single track, it's going to be Lorpy. Lorpy looks very comfortable on those tyres.
He does, but I think he's just struggling with where Friddy is strong, which is that straight line speed and the drive outside of turn 7. He couldn't do it there with DRS. Down the straight, and we're not going to really focus on
though, because there's no protection after this.
It is, exactly. This is it now. Is this going to be the chance? And you're right, he's going to have to do it and really push on. He's going to go for the outside line. And has he got it into braking? He has, but Friddy's not giving this one up. He's got the inside line. The side by side, that is so close. Oh, and it does. What a move that is. But Friddy's not giving this one up. Oh, the big contact! Friddy just kept it out the wall.
I think Friddy almost accidentally made a move on Lorpy there, and that kind of what cost him.
Yeah, I think he sort of half made it. We were on a helicopter cam. He looked like he was making a move, then he looked like he sort of backed out of it. But Loppy was very tentative, very looked like he was very uncertain on the brakes. Maybe if Friddy was going to make a move, then realised he was sort of there at the apex, left just about a car's width. But I think the differential in speed really caught Loppy out just that little bit, and also caught Friddy out.
But the huge bit for single track is he gained 4 tenths per second there.
So, he did. Yeah, and of course now everybody is outside of the DRS. The closest bit is Colin and Alex. Now Friddy just ahead of his teammates, so they've done well. The V-Carbs, good points for them. Bergen does take the fastest lap on a 25.5.
Alex,
set of mediums.
Look at Colin.
Oh, I think that was a bit. Don't know about the moves there, but we'll leave that one.
It looks a bit like they were both moving a lot down the straight, I have to say.
Did a little bit.
We'll see.
Let's get rid of those tyres.
But Colin's harvesting. This is a real chance for Alex.
Yes, he'll have seen that and he'll see the overspeed, but Colin just keeps ahead, positions his car right in the middle of the track.
Colin is super good on the brakes. That's what I picked up today. He's really strong.
Yeah, he's hitting the apexes as well, isn't he, with that. G-Star could see him a bit. Let's go back to these guys. We've seen the battles. Fiddy's actually closing back into Loppy as well, just outside of a second, so starting the last lap. That may get tasty, but you're right, I think it's given single track a good
big moment. Freddy's nearly just put it in the wall.
Missed that.
He's just about saved it, but...
G-Star's pitted as he should, so that's good. Well done for Ben. Being a tier 1 driver, that'll take him out the points, which is, it's harsh, but it's what we look for. We give the tier 2 boys the points.
But I have to say, Doris has absolutely dominated this entire race from start to finish. I don't think it's ever been in doubt, really, has it?
No, it hasn't. Since he got his teammate into turn 1, he's just controlled it, pit at the right time, found himself back at the front of the pack. And you're right, he's just controlled it, controlled the pace, controlled his tyres, controlled everything. And I tell you, it's been a fantastic race from single track as well.
Yeah, he's had a great, and I think Lorpy deserves a shout out like that as well. For all of them to do 17 laps on the hards. Yeah. Saying that, Freddy's right up his chuff.
Going to be something, but
Freddy's practically pushing him.
We're going to come back to it because we're going to watch Doris. They should cement second in the championship as well, so that's going to be a 1-2 for the Kick Boys. Bergen champion, Doris in second. It gets a 3-second warning, but it's not going to matter to him, and it's a full round for the Kick Boys in tier 2 single track with a worthy second place. Loppy just holds on to Friddy to take the final podium.
Alex has got Colin.
He has. Didn't say it, but yeah, Alex has got 5th ahead of Colin.
Look. Yeah,
wow.
Crossy T's just given up a position as well. I think Crossy T, I don't know what happened.
I think he may have got
I
think he may have got a bit screwy and lost his tyres. So Bit finished as 7th, Krusty T in 8th, Nick had a penalty, he's in 9th. Airways will take the final points with missing his end plate. Bergen is toe nutting. Okay, oh there he is. But he's the champion. Bergen tier 2 champion. Kicks Albert construct. He is. I don't know what you're trying to. I know that's terrible, mate. No smoke. And then Panizza will. No, just let him go. There we are, folks. And so Chief Star as well. There we are, boys. And no, I think Panizza tried it and failed.
That wasn't deliberate from Panizza. I think he was trying to avoid Chief Star and then lost it.
I think he tried to do He tried to do it as well.
Okay.
Oh, well,
I don't think we don't punish anyone there because a lot of people tried it.
Yeah, and it was just an epic fail, so it was more amusing than anything. But great racing. Gotta say, Loppy gets the game's driver of the day. I'm going to go split between Loppy and single track personally, because the time there pit stops perfectly well. So I'm going to go with a bit of a mix between those two boys. But it is Doris who takes the top step.
I'm going to personally go with Doris just for the absolute domination.
Yeah.
So we'll go a three-way driver of the day.
Absolutely, why not? It is the last race of the season for the Tier 2 boys. And it was a bit of a slow burn. It was a bit stop-start, wasn't it, to start with there, with the safety cars, 2 safety cars in the first 3 laps. But then we had some fantastic
Yeah.
wheel-to-wheel racing, especially around turn 9. But there's the preliminary results, folks. Doris with the win with single track in second and Loppy in third. Friddy in fourth. Then Alex, Colin, Bit, Krusty T, Nick BT and Airways rounding out the top 10. Outside the points is our Tier 2 champion, Bergen, in 11th. Then we have Panizza in 12th, G-Star in 13th. Then we have Sociopath, didn't finish, unfortunately. Neither the Scottish Ninja, Monster, Smith, Louis, Red Carambo, and Armour Red. Well, there we are, folks. Tier 2, Season 15. That is a wrap from these boys. We've still got the Tier 1 Championship to be decided. It will be Monster and Bit bringing you all the action in about 20 minutes' time. So from myself and from Mr. Hardy, thank you so much. Thank you, Con. It's been a pleasure again with you, buddy.
As always, it's been a while, but I'm sure we'll be back next season.
We certainly will.
Together,
Absolutely, yeah. We may even see us together in the X reruns. We will wait and see how that works.
Possibly.
So, everybody, thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to hit the like button, and we will see you, well, some of us will see you in 20 minutes' time. And but from Connor and I and the Tier 2 boys, we will see you very, very soon. Thank you for watching, and good night.